This is Mayor Drew Dilkins here for another edition of Mayor's Minute. And as you know, Mayor's Minute is about taking you around the city of Windsor, introducing you to things you may not know a whole lot about, but it's also about meeting some of the people who are important and help shape the city of Windsor. So today we get to sit down with Reid Bigland, who is the CEO of FCA Canada, also the head of US sales for our city's largest employer. And Reid, you've had quite a history. You've been at the head of the brand for Dodge and for Ram, and I think Maserati's even included in there. Yep. You've certainly gotten around the whole Chrysler portfolio, and what an exciting job you have. What is it though that you wanted to do when you were a little guy? Did you dream of being in the car business, or did you come from an auto family?
No, I didn't. I grew up in Vancouver and Toronto, and you know, my career ambitions were not all that grand when I was growing up. I never thought I was smart enough to be a doctor or an astronaut. I was really just looking to get a job and have somebody pay me for my services. So I think, like a lot of kids growing up, I had a paper route, worked at a golf course, cut grass, and I think my first real job was at PONDEROSA Steakhouse washing dishes for, off of Yonge Street up in Toronto for $2.10 an hour.
What was your first car?
My first car was a 1979 CHEVY IMPALA. I really didn't know any better back then, but hey, it sure beat walking, and it wasn't a bad car.
Hit me with your question.
What was your first car?
My first car that I actually owned was a Peugeot 505 GL. It was owned by Chrysler at the time, the Peugeot brand, or they had an interest in it. And my dad bought a Peugeot, and I drove it until literally the thyroid broke and it was no longer salvageable.
And aside from the Peugeot, what was your dream car?
Oh boy, you know, I've always wanted to own a DeLorean.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the DeLorean. Not a powerful car. There's just something magical about the DeLorean, probably because there are only 9,000 made.
Yeah.
It kind of excites me. I like the McLaren, the 570 Spider. Yeah. It's kind of cool. But you know what? I have to be realistic because I'm a big guy. And so there are a few of these cars that I can actually fit in comfortably. Right. So you know what actually is a fairly exciting car for me is the Maserati Levante. The SUV, it's got some space, it's got some power, and I can actually fit in it comfortably.
It's a great car. I have one of those. I'll give you a spin for
Do you?
Here, one of these days. Yeah.
I'll trade you the Durango for the Maserati.
Yeah. Well, I hear you're driving a Durango, which is a great choice. You know, if you could improve one feature and add a luxury feature on that vehicle, what do you think it would be?
I love my Durango. It's good for a big guy, good for the family. I think if I could add one feature to it, I'd probably add a Bang & Olufsen sound system.
Yeah, there you go. You like your tunes.
A little B&O in that car would be pretty magical.
I hear you like spicy food. What is the spiciest food you've ever eaten?
I have literally eaten my way through Thailand. So I've tried everything that has multiple chili peppers on the menu next to it, but the spiciest thing I've ever eaten, Reid, is here in the city of Windsor. There was a place that's no longer in business, and they sold the world's spiciest chicken wing. And they actually took the chicken wing, they injected it with some pepper sauce, and you had to sign a waiver before you would even give it to you, and before you could eat it. Okay, so you're a Canadian guy. You spent a lot of time in the U.S. There's a lot of things going back and forth in terms of talks about NAFTA and things going on, you know, over the border. A lot of chat right now. What's the one thing you miss most about being in Canada?
Well, the thing that I miss most about Canada is really the people. It's always about the people, and I think as Canadians, we're a little more polite and a little more humble than other cultures, in my opinion, around the world.
Reid, you look like a guy who works out from time to time. How many times, you're a busy guy, how many times do you get to go to the gym every week?
I still try to do something 3 to 5 times a week, either at the gym or if I'm on the road, try to hit a treadmill. I just try to do something to keep fit.
Me too. Me too. How much can you bench press?
You know, I've never been much of a power lifter, but you know, hey, I'm still 8 to 10 reps at 225, fairly garden variety.
Me too. How about how many crunches can you do in one sort of round?
I don't know, maybe 50.
50? 55. So don't worry about it, just keep trying. Okay, favorite car-themed movie?
Favorite car theme movie? You know, I've always liked Bullitt, mainly because of that car chase, the 1968 Mustang against the 440 Charger. The Charger was a little faster. Steve McQueen wasn't driving that one. He was driving the Mustang. But I think that car chase through the streets of San Francisco is really legendary.
That's cool. Growing up, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was a Trans Am.
It was a Trans Am with the big eagle on the hood.
I always loved that movie. But you know what? Cars, the Disney Pixar movie, pretty cool too. I'm going for Mater because you know what? He wasn't the prettiest guy, but he helped get everyone across the finish line. That's halfway what this is about. It's half the battle, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So we're just about out of time, and I want to ask you one last very important question. Would you rather be forced to drive a competitor's car for a year or not be able to work out for a year?
I think I'd have to do jumping jacks in my bedroom before driving a competitor's vehicle. Chrysler's
Good answer.
Been very good to me, and it would be a little bit awkward, I think, to be driving a competitor's car.
Good answer. Well, thank you for your time today, Reid, and thank you on behalf of everyone in the City of Windsor for everything that FCA does for our community, the men and women who work in the facility here in the City of Windsor. We're proud of the work they do. We're proud of the quality product that they build for FCA Canada and for the world. When I travel around on vacations and that, I get to see, whenever I see a Pacifica on the road, I always look with pride and say, that's made in my hometown. So thank you for leading the charge and for leading these employees. Nice to see you again.
Thanks.
That's a wrap on this edition of Mayor's Minute. If there's someone you want to meet or something you want to see in the City of Windsor, be sure and drop us a line.